Alrighty, guys, welcome to my review of Doom 2016. First of all, like I make mention in all of these videos, I am going to be reviewing the campaign. I did not really play the multiplayer. By the time I got to getting to the multiplayer on this game, it was kind of dead, so I just didn't even bother. The multiplayer is just as fun. I've played games like Quake Champions, so it's kind of the same thing. So I'm sure the multiplayer is fun. Again, there's no champions in this. It's just you play as a regular character, but the type of idea and gameplay for the multiplayer is still kind of the same. I also did not do anything with the snap map feature. It's just personally me. I'm not the best at level design or creating stuff. I don't know what would make a great first person shooter level. But I do appreciate that they created something like that in here. I do think that when this game launched, that it would have been worth the $60. However, nowadays, I don't know how much I'd say it's worth the $60 since, really all you have is the campaign and Snap Map. I mean, you can try the multiplayer if you want, but it's going to be very hit and miss. So, if you can get this game for like $20 or less, I would say it's at least worth that. Now, of course, I'm going to be talking about the campaign. Before I do, I want to give little preface to this video, and to the campaign. When I went to play this back in the day, when I heard about this, I mean, I was following this for a while. This is back when we were calling it Doom 4. And they would release stuff, like a little bit of footage at QuakeCon or whatever, and you'd see a little something, and that's all you got. It was kind of like Diablo 3 when that was coming out, or something like that, when you were just waiting, and then, oh, hey, at BlizzCon, here's a little snippet of Diablo 3. We're still letting you know we're making the game, but it was one of those things where it's like, okay, when's it going to come out? I'm tired of seeing snippets. I'm tired of seeing previews. Just tell me when the game's coming out. So I think when this game came out, it was a big deal. And I do think it's a good game. If you want a breakdown of the game, of what I think it's like, I would pretty much call it, if you had Halo 1, if you took that and reskinned it with a 2016 paint job. With a weapon wheel, of course. But that's pretty much what it is. It's good gameplay, but it's simple. It's not going to be your Call of Duty aim down the sights, lean left, whatever, wall running. None of that stuff is in this game. It's just sort of a simplistic game, but it plays well, and I can appreciate that. So I do like that. Now, overall, the campaign, the story, it's kind of in one ear, out the other. You're really playing this for the gameplay. Story, not a whole lot of anything. I think it's like this demon lady or whatever. She's wanting to open up this portal for demons. I probably have that wrong at least a little bit, because to me the story was nothing, right? You're not really playing this for the story. You're playing it for the game. And so the gameplay and gunplay and all that stuff, it actually works pretty well. Now, early footage of this, I was not interested whenever I saw the actual gameplay when people were doing videos on it on YouTube. Because a lot of the gameplay you'll see is someone shooting a demon, they turn orange, and then you melee them. And that just looked like that got really repetitive and boring. The best way I could describe the gameplay for this, watch some of the later levels. Watch chapters like 9 through 12 or so. Watch something like that, and maybe watch it on normal or hard or whatever, and see how that goes. You might be more interested in the gameplay. You get a lot more weapons. You see a lot more tactics when it comes to fighting the enemies. You have bosses in this game, which is kind of fun. Overall, I did enjoy the game. Now, that being said, I do have some problems with it. Oh, before I get into those, I want to talk about the difficulty. So I originally played this on normal. I played it for about half the game on normal, and then I was like, I know I can finish this on normal. I have a checklist of games that I'm going through right now. So I'm just like, I'll just tone this down a little bit. Also, I will say normal's the best way to play it. You die, but you get a satisfaction when you do finish. Easy, you can still die, but it's not, you don't die as much. And, it's still satisfying to an extent if it's your first time playing. But one reason I toned it down was I found myself running out of ammo a lot. I found myself not damaging the enemies as much as I was, and that's because I did not upgrade my guns. I did not realize how to upgrade the guns at first. I thought earlier on you find a drone, and really all he gives you is like an attachment. I thought he was the upgrade station. And I was like, why am I not finding any more of these upgrade stations to upgrade my guns? Fine, I'll tone this down. About 75% through the game, I found out that you can do it through the menus. So I think they could have integrated that a little bit better, picked something, pick one or the other, you know, have a workstation or workbench or whatever at your little, you know, area, or do it in the menus. Just pick one and let us know. You know, separating these little drones for the upgrades or for the modifications on the guns, and then doing the menu for upgrades. Because I found some of those little drone things, but I was like, oh, I'm not ready to upgrade my stuff yet. Or, oh, I want to save my points for this. Or, oh, I'll do that later. I'm busy. I'm wanting to finish the game, you know. And then I found out those things were limited, and I'm like, wow, I really probably screwed myself in this game. Because I actually thought that's where you went to upgrade the gun. I thought, oh, I'll find one later and I'll upgrade him at the next station. I'm like, where is the weapon station here? I couldn't find it. So it's integrated in the menus. Now, that being said, otherwise the game was decent. I did finish it. And overall, it was fine. Those were the only complaints I really had as far as, like, the gameplay. Now, of course, you also had two... I don't know if I'd call them game-breaking bugs, but they were just two bugs in general. One bug I found was I was playing the game, and then I fell through the map and died, just out of random. And I thought that was very irritating. Another reason why I didn't feel bad about toning the difficulty down just to finish the game. Because I could not imagine if I was doing a run of this. I mean, can you imagine that? If you were doing a run like an Ultra Nightmare, and it's a one-shot, one death, or, you know... When you die, your character doesn't come back. You don't get any continues. That's the end of the game. Like, if it was something like that, it's like, okay, this... I would not want to do that. And deal with that with a game-breaking bug, that would just send me through the roof, okay? I would hate that. Another issue I had was when I beat the game, I beat the final boss, and normally at the end when you beat a boss, they flash like the other enemies, and you get to do this really cool melee. Well, that didn't happen with this boss, and I thought, okay, maybe I don't have to do that on the final boss. Maybe there's more to it, you know, being the final boss, the spider lady. And she's sitting there crawling around like she's just sitting there laying like she's dead, but she's still moving, but she's not flashing orange. And I sat there until I ran out of ammo, and I'm like, what am I doing? I was shooting all the spires and stuff. Turns out that it was a game-breaking, well... I guess you could maybe say it's a game-breaking bug. It was a glitch, and it was, oh, she didn't turn orange. So I had to reload the checkpoint and fight the final boss again because it glitched and didn't flash orange. So that was irritating. I actually had to look that up because I wanted to make sure. I'm like, did I miss something? And then I watched some guy play it, and then the character flash orange. I'm like, great. So, you know, this is my first time playing through, and I didn't even know they were going to flash orange. I thought maybe there was going to be more to it, but no. So that's another reason why I would not play it on these one-shot difficulties or whatever, just these really high difficulties. It's like, could you imagine going through that on even just nightmare mode and being like, wow, I finally beat that boss. Boy, that sure took a long time, and then, oh, it didn't flash orange. Other than that, though, the game is decent. I do recommend it. I would recommend it even for more than $10. If you could get it for $15, $20. I don't think I'd give more than $20 for it, just in its current state. But if it was fully operational, I would personally give $30 for it. If I could play the multiplayer and all the other stuff, I would give $30. But in its current state, it's worth the $20. I'm sure that's what you'll find it at. If you find it for less, definitely pick it up if you haven't tried it. It's worth at least one go-through. You might even enjoy doing the little level editor, you know, snap map. You get to download other people's creations. I think that's really cool. I've not played Doom Eternal yet. I'm curious about playing that, but I'm probably just going to end up playing that one on the PC as well. But that's it for Doom 2016. I did enjoy it. It was a good game. Check it out if you haven't. Thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you next time. Peace.